Hey Rusty, here's your custom lightsaber. You should have it in hand by now, so I'm going to give you a quick description and user tutorial. I've included a print of the controls list to learn more, but this will get you started. You can use the timestamp to jump to the tutorial if you want to insert the battery and start using the saber right away. I took design cues from the original Graflex lightsaber, as well as the Sloth Furnace's derelict lightsaber, added some custom greeblies, and as you can see, a handle wrap. The main body of the hilt is made from a combination of MHS V1 and V2 parts from the Custom Lightsaber Shop. The blade sheath is cut from aluminum tubing that I also purchased there. The main power button is under the control box clamp card, and the first greeble we see is the typewriter key for your auxiliary button. I pulled it from an antique typewriter. Then you can see some bent copper tubing coming from the control box and fed into a sort of antenna hub. The hub was a metal drawstring tab with openings slightly honed out to allow the tubing and antenna to pass through. The brass antenna here is actually a dremel collet. I feel like the cut at the top is very Star Wars-esque. And then the other side of the control box needed some extra detailing, so I added a greeble here as well. This is a tab, also from the typewriter, and this is a brake cable retention collar, basically just from the brake handle assembly of a bicycle. Lastly, at the top is your blade retention screw. This is just basically an off-the-shelf screw that I found at the hardware store. Let's move quickly to the bottom. A couple more typewriter parts, as well as another drawstring tab, help to mount the D-ring to the pommel. Capping off the pommel is a sewing machine, shuttle hook, and bobbin case. The bobbin holder spins, but doesn't really have any other usage than that. And if you want to, you can lift up the tab and pull that off. It might give you a little bit of a different sound profile, but it doesn't really change the sound that much, so I just leave it on. Lastly, we have the handle wrap. This is derived from a bullwhip wrap, but I had to adapt the wrapping technique to conform to a more rigid and short handle base. I used plain red ribbon, so it needed to have a little bit more natural look. I have a friend who was a way more talented painter, and she painted the wrap to give it a red aged leather look. I thought she did an amazing job. Now, let's start using the saber. To access the chassis, what I do is I just grip the shroud with my thumb and fingers on either side of the control box and just give it a unthread, slide it out. And then here, you'll see, this is a Profi board, V3, I have an 18650 battery holder, and a power kill switch. I printed your Star Wars universe name in Arabesh into the side of the chassis, right here. And then with the blade holder facing left, make sure the switch is in the down position to start. So what we want to do is just take your battery, and you'll take the flat side, that is the negative, and you want to put it against the spring, which is inside the chassis. Put that in. Make sure it's down, and then you can flip the kill switch up. Now, at this point, you're not going to hear any sounds because the speaker is actually located in a speaker pod in the pommel. You can unscrew that to take it out, but you don't really need to. Now, since you're not getting sound, if you want to double check, you can go back to the card and you'll see a tiny flashing green light that you know you have power. Now, we're just going to carefully slide the handle back. It's going to be snug once it reaches the battery, but it should go in fairly smoothly. And then you're just going to turn until you feel it kind of like bottom out right about there. And now all you need to do is go back to your original grip and make sure that you tighten it to where that screw is in line with the center of your control box. Just a little extra turn. Now, if you get a little resistance at the beginning, don't force it. Just turn it once you feel the handle meet the upper body and let the threads do the engaging. And then once you have it fully threaded, you just tighten it, like I said, till these line up center line. Now, typically to get started, if I let the saber sit for a minute, the battery might go into sleep mode. And so what I usually do is I just press the auxiliary button just to kind of initiate the saber, make sure there's power to it. Otherwise, you can just press the power button, and then if it doesn't light up and it just gives you a sound, you just press the power button again and it lights it up. So your main power button turns the saber on and off. So you can just press it once and then hold it to turn it off. I've also set the lightsaber up with twist on, twist off. Now this may take a little practice, and just to let you know, it's a little easier once the blade is in, because somehow the balance of the blade and the hilt kind of help you get used to it. But basically all you need to do is turn it like that, and then on and off. And you don't have to do it as fast as you think you would. So just practice. It's a very subtle twist on, twist off. That's all you need to do. The auxiliary button changes your fonts. So that first one you heard was Daly-Ren.
Kenobi.
Now, with the saber on, you can tap for a blaster bolt. You can hold it and do a lockup, or you can hold and clash, and they'll give you the lockup as well. But you have to do the hold and clash right behind one another.
Tell me.
This one has a little bit of a post off that'll play, and what you can do is you can stop it by going to the next font. Now for the saber, I also did a thrust on, thrust off, and you could do that with any of the fonts that I have set up, but I personally kind of like to do it with the Daly-Ren font. And once again, the thrust on, thrust off takes a little bit of practice, but before you know it, you'll be doing them pretty smoothly. The next thing I'm going to do is just show you some flourishes in full view. And if you just want to give me a second to switch camera angles, we'll go to that. Okay, let's grab your blade. First things first, you want to make sure your thumb screw is turned out enough to where it doesn't interfere with the blade as it's being inserted. You're going to reach your finger in there and kind of feel in there, make sure it's not poking through or take a peek. What you want to do is take the PCB end of your blade, just insert it and just let it rest on the pins by its own weight. That's all you need to do. And then tighten up your thumb screw, and you're ready to go. Twist on. Once again, takes a little practice. I'm still not used to everything. Clash. Tap auxiliary for blaster. And then hold and then quickly clash to get a lockup. You can also just hold it. It takes an extra second. Do the same lockup. Now, if you want to check the battery level, you just want to, I usually hold it horizontal. I don't think it matters, but you just want to hold the aux button and then press power.
Battery
Battery level 52%.
Now, just so you know, the battery I have in here is not a continuous discharge battery. So at about 30%, you might be using it, and all of a sudden the sound will just cut out. That just lets you know you need to recharge the battery or change it out. I am including a continuous discharge battery, 15 amp. It shouldn't have any problems with that. So, if you're using this battery and your sound cuts out, that just lets you know you should probably, recharge this one or put in your new battery. With the Saber on, you can change the color of your blade by doing the same combination of button presses. You want to hold Alt and press power. Now you can rotate it.
Red.
And it'll call out the colors.
White. Navajo white. White. Red.
And you press the power button to set your, and then it's set like that until you change it again. It's set up with smooth swing, so you get different modulation of sound the faster or the slower you swing it. And then let's see if we can find Kylo.
Ding dong ding dong. My name is Toby, and I'm a Jedi.
This one's kind of cool. Yeah, he makes the sound like a kid would make with a lightsaber. Really cool.
My name is Toby.
I'm a Jedi, like my father before me.
Now this is pod racing.
This is a fun one. I'll let you figure that one out once you get it.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Now with all the fonts, actually, I set thrust on and thrust off as an option to turn it on. But I'll typically like it with Kylo because I kind of feel like it fits his style. And then once again, you'll just have to practice a little bit with it. But I usually do it down to the side, but that's kind of out of the camera angle. You can't really see it. Kylo's blade, I have the flame blade or the kind of the erratic, unstable blade configuration on it. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or want to know any other ways to either change fonts, add or subtract or whatever, just reach out. You know how to reach me. Until then, bye.